fled down the dark goblin tunnels, eventually finding his way out of the mountain. Pocketing his ring, he rejoined Gandalf and the dwarves. Thorin was amazed.
We had to fight our way out. How did you escape?
Bilbo thought of his magic ring and smiled.
We burglars are quite clever. We're invisible, you might say.
A few days later, Gandalf made a shocking announcement.
I must leave you now. I'm sending Mr. Baggins with you. That should be enough. The burglar?
Asked Thorin, thinking Bilbo was a sorry substitute for a wizard. But in the weeks that followed, the little hobbit proved himself again and again. Twice Bilbo and his magic ring turned tragedy into triumph. Once by defeating the great spiders, and again by escaping from the wood elves' dungeon. Little by little, Bilbo began to enjoy adventuring. At long last, the company reached Lake Town, at the base of Lonely Mountain. Men lived there, brave men like Bard the Hunter. It was said that Bard could shoot an arrow farther and straighter than anyone. The lake people hated the dragon Smaug as much as the dwarves did, and they gave the adventurers all possible help for the last part of their journey. After a long, hard climb, the brave little company found itself at a secret door in the stony cliffs of Lonely Mountain. Behind that door was the home of Smaug the dragon. Thorin turned to Bilbo.
It is now time for you to perform the service for which you were hired. Go burgle something.
As Bilbo made his way down a dark tunnel, he told himself,
A few more steps, and you'll see old Smaug himself. It's true you are afraid, but if you go on now, it will be the bravest thing you've ever done.
And on he went. In the great hall, Bilbo found the terrible dragon lying asleep, breathing fiery blasts. The hobbit breathed a sigh of relief.
He fills the entire hall,
whispered Bilbo in awe.
I am no bigger than one of his claws.
Bilbo stepped up to the large mound of gold and jewels that was the dwarves' stolen treasure. Nervously, he plucked up one small gold cup. Then mighty Smaug awoke. Quick as a wink, Bilbo put on his magic ring. Smaug's blazing eyes peered through the gloom. Ho, thief! I know you're here. What do you want?
Oh, Smaug, I only came to see if you are as great as people say you are.
If you are a little hobbit, it is wise to be polite to dragons. Smaug laughed his fiery laugh. You must be one of those ignorant lake men. Well, as you can see, I am truly great.
But I have heard that dragons are soft underneath.
Then you've heard wrong, thief. Smaug reared up, revealing a chest covered with gold and jewels. No weapon can pierce this armor. Bilbo searched carefully, and there was what he sought. Just below the dragon's neck was a tiny, unprotected spot. Aha! He thought, and he backed into the tunnel, popped off his ring, and held up the gold cup.
You're a sorry match for my burgling, Smaug.
And he darted away. No one steals from me! Roared the dragon, and out of the mountain he flew in a rage. Bilbo sped down the mountain to warn the lake people. Spying a small bird, he cried out to it.
Go and tell Bard the Hunter to look for the bare spot under Smaug's neck.
Meanwhile, Smaug was flying over Lake Town, burning down buildings with his fiery breath. The lakemen were helpless. But the small bird had delivered Bilbo's message. Bard the Hunter took careful aim and shot an arrow deep into the bare spot below Smaug's neck. The dragon fell into the lake, his flaming breath changing to steam in the water. Smaug was dead. So the people of Lake Town were saved, and the dwarves regained their home and their treasure. And Bilbo returned to his nice, quiet hobbit hole. Every now and again, he would recall his part in the adventure. It had given him bravery, treasure, and a magic ring. Gandalf had been right. Bilbo had had an adventure, one he would never forget.
The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. The chances, the changes are all yours to make. The mold of your life is in your hands to break.